If you're coming to a new game, maybe to a new table, a new adventure, or heck, maybe even a new character in the same adventure, sometimes the thought of role playing this new character in a new environment can be a little bit intimidating. One way to kind of get around that and maybe to ease yourself into role playing in this new situation is by role playing in the third person rather than the first person. My name is Don. I'm trying to be the Sly Strategist. Let's go ahead and get into it. I know I've listened to actual play podcasts and watch actual play YouTube videos and on Twitch, and you kind of see these actors, these comedians, these really professional people bring these characters to life and really throw in the voices and the sound effects and the cosplay and all that. And you know what? If you're a new player or playing a new character, it can be a little bit intimidating thinking that you have to somehow match up to that, which in truth is almost impossible unless you have some type of formal training or just a fantastic actor, which I am not. Well, one of the ways that you can kind of ease yourself into it or maybe take the pressure off yourself is maybe role playing in the third person rather than the first person. So, when you are role playing in the first person, you are embodying that character. You're acting with their voice. You might be moving your arms. You might be doing things in order to try to basically become that character and make it clear to the table what your intentions are, what you're thinking, what the character is doing, and give a ton of flavor. And that's fantastic if you can do it. And I can do it to a certain extent, but generally speaking, a lot of times I will be role playing in the third person. When you're role playing in the third person, you are not embodying the character, you are describing to the table, the GM, and to yourself a little bit on what that character is doing. If you aren't that good at, once again, in the first person, trying to evoke emotions or trying to get across intent, then doing the third person can make it a little bit easier. Now, with that, let's go ahead and give a little example. So, we're going to kind of set a scene, and that scene is going to be you have a character that is looking for a nefarious bookseller. He is someone who kind of is under the radar, maybe a criminal mastermind of a city, and you need to figure out where that person is. So you're going to go to the bartender. The bartender, he, she, they, whoever is behind the bar, is going to be in a busy bar, but at the moment they are shining glasses, they are cleaning things up, so they have a moment. So it is time for you to sidle up to the bar. Now, if you're going to try to role play this in first person, and I'm not going to do voices, by the way, if you were going to try to role play this in first person, what you would do is you would kind of walk up and you'd, well, hey, how you doing? I was sitting there, you seem like a guy who knows everything, and you probably know everybody in this town because you're a bartender. So I have this one book, and I kind of went to the library and I didn't see anything like it. It might be a little bit racy, might be a little bit too much for your average book reader, if you know what I mean. Would you happen to know maybe anybody that might be interested in something along those lines? That would be your first person. You are trying to embody the character. Did I do it very well? Probably not, but I hope I got the point across. Now, if I were to try to do that same scene in third person, it would actually be a little bit easier because you could basically say to the table and to the GM, well, I'm going to look around and make sure that they're not doing anything. And then I'm going to kind of walk up and in a really low voice, but try and seem a little bit friendly, but maybe a little wink in my eye. I'm going to say something along the lines of, I have this little book that might be a little uncommon, might be a little bit sketchy, and I want to try and sell it, but I don't know who to go to. The barkeep obviously knows everybody around town, so they would probably know. Can they help me out? That is more of a third person approach to role playing. You're still kind of getting the same idea across, but you don't have to try to be a great actor to evoke that emotion in the players and the GM. And it can just take a little bit of pressure off all the individuals who are trying to bring something to the table and just can't match what they think you should be doing because you watch tabletop actual plays on YouTube or maybe listen to some of the podcasts and just don't think that you can live up to that particular expectation. Now, I do hope you like this little role playing idea. It is just kind of a little way to not put so much pressure on your players or yourself when you're trying to role play. Role playing should be fun, it should not be stressful, nor should you have to go to 8 years of acting school and summers in the park for Shakespeare in order to actually portray a character and play a game. Just relax, have fun, and do what's comfortable for you and what you're comfortable doing in front of your table. Now, I do hope you like this video, and if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, or hit that notification bell. But whatever you do, I hope you have a great day and happy adventuring. Thanks.